Either way, it does not matter. 5 lights are about to go on here for Imola for round 6, season 4 of the ERS championship, and lights out and away we go. Who has the better start? It looks like Rockstar had a better start than his teammate. Rockstar might have a better start than everybody. Everybody ghosted inside each other. Rockstar goes off the track, not what he wanted. This will help Matt catch, but he won't catch in time. Plumpy has to tuck back, doesn't want to risk anything. It doesn't look like there's any collision going into turn 1, but I couldn't really see, and yes there was. We have a V-carb off track, and it was the V-carb of Stimrat. Does he have his wings? Yes, he does. He might have just got pushed off track and didn't want to have a collision and flew off the track. Either way, Rockstar now getting overtaken by Matt. It looks like Rockstar was ghosted for a second and allowed an easy overtake. Damien already up to P5. It looks like Polar actually moved out of the way. Team orders down and Alpine. Damien racing for the championship. Polar racing for the constructors. Damien up to P5, fumbled his P2, but he's already up into the points, fighting his old championship rivals. Can't really make an overtake in this corner, though. Purple sector 2 for Damien, but this is the very, very beginning of this Grand Prix. Burt leading, but it looks like everyone's in DRS of each other up to P9. The sprint race, almost everybody was in DRS each other pretty much the entire race. Now it looks like we have a couple cars off track, and it's Alex, who horrible camera angle, and Kool-Aid. That's going to be interesting. Kool-Aid missing some of his front wing, and it looks like, I can't tell, hold on. It looks like Alex is not damaged in any way. Matt already broken out of DRS, now he's going to get pressured for sure by the Ferrari. He needs to somehow move his way up into the second range before the next lap. Horrible exit, getting dirty tires. Now Rockstar's all over the back of him, all over the side of him, and he has to brake way later. Damien now gonna put Rockstar under pressure. Plumpy with dirty tires goes really wide. This is going to help any driver behind. Plumpy lost almost half a second of time, and it looks like the same drivers are flying off the track. Almost cuts the corner there. Could have possibly cut the corner there. Who knows what warnings this guy has. But either way, he's right on the back. He has the ERS. Does Burt have the ERS? Yes, he does. But the slipstream, the DRS, might be too much for Burt to handle. As Burt is not even using anymore. Has to let Plumpy through. But he's not going to quite make it easy. Plumpy on the outside. Burt on the inside. Plumpy tries to slither his way through. But now Burt right back on the inside. Almost got a collision like him and Alex. Plumpy loves to attack into the first turn. And Stimrat has retired from the session with Alex as well. I think they both went to the same wall. Yes, they did, on a straight as well. Not even in the first corner. Actually, it was in the first corner. Somebody tried a fancy an overtake into the first corner. I wonder if we can see it through Alex's point of view. No, it doesn't. They disappeared right before. This makes things interesting as people will start to catch up. I don't want that on. Bro, we're seriously going around again? Oh, no, just a very, very, very late safety car in this lap. Plumpy makes up multiple positions. Plumpy tries to have a really great start. It looks like Damien had a better start than anybody else. Plumpy is using ERS at the beginning, and Pineapples is as well. Pretty much almost everybody is. Damien stopped using very, very early on. Are we going to have any crashes going into the first corner? Doesn't look like it. Everyone, no, we have some contact. Someone off the track. It looks like Big P and Dumpelli are going at it. Alex on the outside taps the wheels and the side pods of Big P, but still makes the position, and Big P all the way back down on P15 by a landslide. Either way, Alex now trying to overtake down on the outside, maybe on the inside. Dive bombs Dompolio, leaves enough room on track, makes a clean overtake, but still Dompolio right on the side of him. Williams versus Aston Martin. This is going to be a tough corner. Alex knows all about this corner. Him and Logert do not mix going into that corner. However, he still pulls off a great move. P13 up for Alex, but he still needs to get in the top 10 if he wants to get any points for this race. Plumpy already passes Pineapples and is now on the back of Damien. Plumpy will be on better tires. Damien will be on worse tires. This is going to get very interesting. 3-second time penalty goes to Colt. Now Damien needs to hope that Plumpy keeps making these minor mistakes and gets a time penalty like he did in qualifying, like he did in the sprint race. And now it looks like before DRS even is enabled, Plumpy will try to make an overtake. Can he make an overtake? Damien's going to defend. However, Bert goes down the outside. Through goes Bert from the fighting of Plumpy. Plumpy cuts the track, but takes the position. Damien, 3-second time penalty for fighting Bert. And Plumpy using absolutely every bit of track limits possible, but moves up to P1. Damien will not be happy with that result. Plumpy finds an opportunity and strikes. However, Matt is now on the back of Bert, and Bert's under pressure by him. McLaren versus V-Carb, or versus Red Bull, and McLaren on the outside. Red Bull has to tuck behind because no one is going to wheel to wheel through that corner, especially sticking it on the outside. That is asking for a collision into the gravel. Question is, who gets the DRS? And it looks like MC got the DRS. But through goes a Ferrari. Rockstar on the inside of both drivers, wheel to wheel. Who brakes late? Rockstar brakes late. And Rockstar, a double overtake, makes up the P5 from P7. And is now going to challenge Bert, who is 3 seconds up the road. Bert, though, challenging Matt. Well, Matt is now on the podium. Matt, right now, is in a P2 position. Damien, though, is not going to let Plumpy go. He's not going to let Plumpy leave that 1 second mark. Not going to let Plumpy leave that DRS. Damien is 6 seconds worth of time penalties already. He is struggling. And when in doubt, don't count out Matt the Sprout. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Bert from P3 going to make a dive bomb, has way more speed going into the corner. And he doesn't make it stick. He doesn't make it happen. He had to give Matt the space as Matt was ahead of him going into the corner. And now Bert still has to settle back for P3. Is this the strat, though? Does Bert want to fight Matt, or should Bert let Matt catch? Keep his tires good, as he will let Plumpy burn the tires up ahead. But if he overtakes Matt too early, they can lose time to Plumpy and nobody will be in DRS. In every world. But the V-Carb has a very bad exit and almost takes the Williams of Alex out of the race because of it. Now Matt is going to be under severe pressure as he's not close enough to the back of Plumpy. However, this time around, he has saved ERS. He's played it smart. Plumpy saved a decent amount of ERS, but not as much as Matt. But Matt is not close enough to even catch. Did we see a dive bomb? Did we see anything? No, we don't. Everyone knows Plumpy is willing to race wheel to wheel into the corner, but Matt has a way better entrance. Does he have a better exit? He has the slipstream, and he's really putting Plumpy under pressure, but Alex with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now Matt, way better exit. Matt goes down the inside. Plumpy on the outside. Plumpy does not look like he gave room. Tapped the tires on Matt. Almost took Matt out. Matt still in P2 and has Bert right behind, putting pressure down on the McLaren driver. Matt probably is confident enough, though, to know he can catch the back of Plumpy. But the problem still lies. Can you keep the Red Bull, the Ferrari driver behind? And Matt not saving any ERS, not doing anything like that. And Rockstar with a clean overtake before the corner even begins. And Matt has to tuck back behind. And my thing is glitching really freaking bad. Holy crap. Did y'all just witness that? But Alex will be right on the back of Bert. But Bert will no longer be on the back of Alex. And maybe... And there he goes. Matt and Alex tap each other. And I think Alex just lost his wing because of it. Yes, he did. Questioning who is at fault. Either way, though, Alex will have wing damage. And now Matt will try to make an overtake on Bert. Looks like Alex is going to try fancy an overtake. He goes outside. No one leaves room. Alex off the track. Alex in the gravel. Alex has to come back on and will lose countless time. Already has a broken wing. 3 seconds time penalty for Damien as well. Make it 12 seconds worth of time penalties now for the Alpine driver. Bert and Rockstar. If they can keep it clean, they can make an overtake on Plumpy by the end of the race. That's if Rockstar does not hold them up. Matt going wheel to wheel in the same corner again. No, he doesn't. He thinks about it, but decides to back up because he realizes last time that happened, I got a penalty. Now, though, Rockstar is catching. Will Rockstar get in DRS before the next lap, before the DRS zone? He is 0.9 away. He's right there, but he still has an entire sector to go before we can determine if he'll have ERS assistance. If through the long straight. He's 0.8, now he's 0.9. Burt with 3-second time penalty. Now Burt's life just got significantly harder. If Rockstar can keep it clean, Rockstar can win this race purely off penalties. Rockstar is now 0.6 behind his teammate and will be given the assistance of DRS. Rockstar in a fully silver helmet. Special livery for Ferrari because it is a home race. Will now be behind his teammate at Ferrari. 1.5 seconds. Rockstar has the ERS. Plumpy has the ERS. Plumpy will defend. Rockstar, Plumpy stopped using and kind of just lets Rockstar fly by. There's no point to risk anything, no point of contact. Plumpy has loved to race wheel to wheel in turn 1, has loved to make contact with overtakes this entire race. He's proven to race aggressively, but he will not do it with his teammate. And Rockstar, up to P1 he goes, leading the Grand Prix. Rockstar's yet to win a race this season so far. Can he win one today? Big P and P8. Can Big P make an overtake? Up to P7. Rez significantly struggling at race pace. Big P, who is struggling with his entire car, is now puts that car ahead of Rez. Up to P7 goes the Haas driver. Rez has to stay behind, and now will be under pressure by MC, who is in the V-carb. Matt with another 3 seconds worth of time penalties. A lot of good drivers here today are getting time penalties like crazy. Damien has gotten time penalties. And Polar has retired from the session. Polar is out. He retired in the pits. I wonder what happened to the Alpine driver. What can Matt do with Rez getting another 3-second time penalty? Matt has already made the position up due to the fact that Rez has 12 seconds of time penalties. Matt has already made the position up from Big P due to the fact that Big P has 3 seconds more time penalties than the V-carb driver. However, I think MC wants more positions than just P7. He needs to break away from these guys and challenge Alex. You're starting to see these tires go. You're starting to see these tires show as Damien is flying out here in Imola, and everybody else is starting to struggle as Burt realizes it and pulls into the pits. Here's the thing, Burt will lose at least that 15 seconds, but he'll gain it right back, so will it really matter as we have a McLaren of Colt off the track? Burt needs to just try to stay ahead of other people, as he needs to come ahead of Alex. But I think Alex is going to come out of the pits, or come across the track before Burt comes out of the pits. Burt will come out of the pits, though, before MC catches, and that will be absolutely crucial. Burt comes out of the pits. MC is right behind. MC will not catch in time and has to settle back and can't even fight Burt. Burt will also be on amazing tires. I don't think it really matters. Looks like we have a McLaren driver off the track, spinning around. Going slow for some reason, even though he's ghosted, so he doesn't need to. Don't think he realizes that. Quite interesting. Don't know what's going on. But, okay, that was weird. Either way, Damien up to P3, but he has 15 seconds worth of time penalties. It is not going to matter for this driver. But Rockstar, leading the race, does not pit, wants to take it to the end. Will the one-stop work? Damien says it will, as he pits significantly later. But what about Rockstar? What about Plumpy? But Plumpy pits. Damien is going to look at this as an amazing opportunity. This could be an amazing opportunity for Damien. But he has so many penalties. Is it really even going to matter? As the only man that could ever challenge Plumpy just went into the pits. So now Plumpy's going to come back out. He'll have zero traffic. He'll have no traffic. And it's starting to rain. However, it looks like we're going to wheel to wheel. And we almost went wheel to wheel. 3-second time penalty for Damien cutting another corner. And they pit onto intermediate tires. What did Burt pit on? Did Burt pit onto intermediate tires as well? Burt just went into the pits. Pit on intermediate tires. Damien, if he goes into the pits and pits on the intermediate tires, his race is over. But he can't stay out because he's going to lose way too much time anyways. I think Damien knows his race is over. I think Damien screwed it over with the amount of time penalties he's gotten with not being consistent enough throughout the race. And Rockstar might have just got undercutted by his teammates. He's going to have to pull into the pits as well. Things are going to get interesting. And Damien will not win this race if it finishes the way it is. I think it will. Question is, does Damien pull him to the pits? He's going to have to, I would expect. You can tell he has almost no grip. He's pretty much already lost it. And no, he's not. He realizes his 18 seconds worth of pen, he'll lose everything. Even if he loses significant time staying out, he's not going to lose a 20 seconds worth of time with 3 laps left is what he thinks. Plus, on top of that, he has to lose another 18, basically 20 seconds, after he already loses an additional 20 seconds. He will rather stay out and risk just losing 20 seconds than lose 40. I think he's on the right strategy, but only because he has the time penalties. If he didn't have the time penalties he had, he would not be on the right strategy call. However, it looks like from time penalties, Rockstar caught him and is catching very, very fast, and Plumpy is catching even faster. He's going to be overtaken by these guys. The question is, can he get overtaken by B? Does Damien have just enough in him to secure a podium? Burt got screwed with just pitting and now had to re-pit. Burt's race is damn near over. Ferrari kept it out for the rain, and Burt did not. This is really going to screw over Burt as Rockstar is catching the back of Damien. Almost nobody's racing wheel to wheel, but we do got Don Polio and we do got Pineapples. Don Polio on the inside, really, really early on. No DRS is enabled, no DRS is available. But Don Polio tries to make an overtake. Pineapples does not want to let him through. Don Polio has to tuck behind. Does he even try to dive bomb? Does he try to make anything happen? No, he doesn't. He just lets Pineapples get the position. But Don Polio on the outside might have pushed off track. Couldn't quite see. Has no traction on the exit, but makes it happen. Up to the points goes the Aston Martin driver, but Pineapples will take the points due to time penalties. Rockstar at this rate might catch Damien before the end of the race. Damien's going to lose a lot of time penalties, a lot of positions through time penalties. Alex has joined the session after struggling because he had to leave the session right so randomly. But Rockstar might win this race technically on track, but there'll be no point to risk that. As we are on the last lap of the Grand Prix. It's been a very, very long time since I could commentate something like this for Rockstar. But now, lap 32 of 32 here in Imola for round 6 of season 4. I will finally commentate another win under the Ferrari's belt. He has 6 already. He already holds the record for the most win. He holds it by 2. Now he will hold it by 3. He has 1.5 sectors left to go. He still, though, has to make an overtake on Damien, and Damien lets him through. There's no point to fight it, and Damien slips out. Almost makes contact with Plumpy due to that, and he lets Plumpy through. But either way, this is the man, this is the star, this is the rock star. He goes through his final chicane of the night. 7 wins for Rockstar. Wins at his team's home Grand Prix. Tries to cut down the lead of the championship for the defending champion. His teammate leading the championship. But Rockstar is not phased. Rockstar does not care. Rockstar's domination here in Imola will show off as he will cross that line in P1. The only man this entire race to not get a penalty. The cleanest driver, the fastest driver, the most dominant driver crosses the line first. Rockstar wins a Grand Prix here in Season 4. Rockstar is back. Plumpy, P2, Damien, P3 after recovering after so many time penalties. But Matt will pass him, and Matt is back on the podium, back on the top steps once more. After being called the bottler, he qualifies great in quali. He performs amazing in the sprint and puts McLaren on the podium once again. Matt up to P3. Damien had to recover through many time penalties and horrible strategy to P4. Burt P5. Championship hopes look unlikely, but he still has to recover points for Red Bull. MC P6 starting to be more consistent. Alex P7 a bad race, one to forget. Big P8. Then we had Don Polio 9 and 10 ending the Aston Martin streak. Rez yet again out of the points in P11. Pineapples P12, Colt P13, and Kool-Aid P14.